Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online TV program where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is me, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, aka Mama K. In today's program, and to share a story is a courageous, I could go on, inspirational, energetic, fun, ever smiling young lady called Nokuthula. I need to get it right because I'm lazy, as you know. Yeah, Yonke, aka Nonny. She's a professional para athlete. She is a model. She is so many things, and she's a student as well. And she's based in Stellenbosch, Western Cape, South Africa. So, Nonny, how are you today? And I'm in beautiful Stellenbosch.
Yes, I'm good, and you, Mama K?
I'm very, very well, thank you. Thank you for having us. I know it's a little bit chilly still, but you're used to it. I'm still going like, oh, it's cold, yeah. So tell us, before we go into knowing about you, we're in this beautiful stadium, where you normally practice, and we will come to that as well. So tell us, how has this been for you as an individual, being able to go for this competition that will be coming up, which we'll talk about, but how has this been for you?
It's been an amazing, adventure that I'm looking forward to. I mean, as most of us know, it will be my first international competition in athletics specifically. I'm very excited, first of all, and I feel like after this competition, I am not stopping. There's more that I definitely want to attend and participate, in things like that. So,
awesome.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to more achieving.
I am sure you will achieve something. We'll come back to the sports side. So tell us about yourself. Where were you born and life growing up for you?
Okay, so I am originally born from South Africa, the Western Cape. I grew up naturally in Delft, which is a kind of a township, like in Western Cape.
Okay, part of the Cape Flats, as they call it. Okay.
But most of my life, I grew up in the children's home and in the foster system. So
why is that?
So growing up, first of all, I didn't know until the age of 13 that I actually had biological parents. From the age of 13, the social workers at the children's home where I was, tried rekindling me and my parents together. Definitely did not work out because grade 8 was when everything just sank down. As a child, you're not used to that. So now you have to adapt to a whole new life and things like that. But it wasn't only that, there was a lot, in terms of different kinds of abuse taking place. So grade 8, they had to pull me out, and then I was under the care of the school that I was at previously and before that. And so from the school, I went straight into the foster system, and the drill with foster systems, bouncing from one foster home to another. So that was basically my life until matric, yeah.
And tell us about the disability you have. What's it called and what is it about? And have you always had it?
Okay, so Spina Bifida, yes, I was born with it. Spina Bifida is where a baby is born with a nervous system grow out behind their back. It's like a huge, large ball of nerves. What it affects mainly is like loss of feeling, 50% in your legs, and also that caused my amputations, as everybody can see. I was also born with one big and one small kidney, so only one is functioning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, and with a weak bladder, so that's basically.
So when did you have to amputate the leg?
So my first one was when I was a year and 6 months, so I was practically a baby. My second one was 2019, 5 days before I had to go to Switzerland to the Junior World Games in athletics. So yeah.
Okay, so let's go back into living that, because I know you're a fun-loving person. You dance, you do all those things, and you don't allow, your situation and what you are. This is you. What are your hobbies? What else do you like doing? Tell us. What is learning like doing?
Dance is my favorite. I've always loved dancing. And I got an opportunity from grade 8 until grade 9 where I was part of Unmute company. It's a dance company in Artscape. So that has always been. So you something. Even
joined a dance company? You didn't allow anything to stop you?
No, so I was with Unmute for 3 years.
Okay.
3 years, yeah.
So what motivates you? What keeps you going, especially somebody who has been through so much and still very much young, even though we're not sharing all of it, but just, you know, the snippet you've shared there, you know, where, you know, into foster homes, being, you know, passed from A to Z, and, you know, what motivates you? What keeps you going?
I think it's my curiosity towards life.
Ah, okay.
Like, I was never, like, I never grew up, despite of the situations that I was in growing up, I was never limited. Like, I was, even though circumstances wasn't that good, I was always like given the opportunity to explore, to be curious. Like I grew up with a wild imagination. I didn't know what it is to be on technology. It's only now that I'm older. But like I had like a wild imagination growing up, and I think I still have part of that, even though it's adapted a little bit to social media. But like it's just curiosity towards life.
Interesting. So you're in college?
Yes.
Tell us what you're studying in college.
I'm studying management assistant. I'm doing my second year, which is N5. So yeah.
What do you hope to do with that?
Well, I want to continue in the sports industry. I feel like for management assistant and someone who is personally an athlete, I will grow more in the sports industry, you know.
Awesome. So for you, 3 things you most value in life and why? I think I already have an idea based on just that short thing you said at the beginning. So what are the 3 things?
For me personally, it's like the relationships that you build.
Okay.
You know, they can come in handy a long way. But also choose people who sees life the same way that you see it. It's no use you're gonna try to be fit in with everybody else and then you're not gonna excel in life. And also just looking forward to another day despite of you woke up in a bad mood or something. Just say, you know what? I'm looking forward for today and it's going to be a blessed day. Like, that's just me.
And your favorite food, Nonny?
My favorite, please don't laugh, for an athlete is very unhealthy. I must say fried chips.
Oh.
I will eat that all the time.
I hope Coach is not listening. We're going to get him in shortly. Are you allowed fried food?
No, I don't.
But once in a while, but you love it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll eat fried chips like off season if I'm not like, you know, competing and stuff. But just for safeguards, I wouldn't eat gallivanting like there's no tomorrow.
So before we go on to our break now, I just want to know as well, you know, what are your likes? What do you like? What do you like? What do you dislike?
My likes. I think for someone who is very open-minded, I doubt if I have any dislikes.
Okay.
Because like I'm that type of person, if I like something, I would adapt to it. Like for me, it's just easy. I think partially it has to do with my background of growing up, where I had to get used to adapting. So now for me, just adapting has become a norm. So whatever, even if it's something I never imagined I would do, becomes something I like. Like I just like drawing. Somehow. I've never liked drawing. Whenever I had drawing projects, I would draw a big head with stick legs. That's my drawing.
In fact, the way you've said it, I think that's what most of us do. Just the head and then
We're done. And I'm definitely not practically creative. But that skills in the long term. Maybe.
But if you were in art,
yeah,
definitely you must have.
But I was in art when it comes to
creativity.
dancing. But when it comes like, you know, some people, they are naturally just, they are able to draw clothes. I'm bad. I've never mastered that field.
I can relate very well with that. Yeah. I can really relate. You know what? We'll be right back. Wow, Nonny, a young girl born in Delft, but so passionate, you know, even with the challenges you've gone through in life, and you got into sport. How did you, why sport, and which kind of sport?
Sport, the reason why I got into sport was because it was more like therapy. You know, I remember I used to be a very angry, emotional child all the time. And I needed something that's going to distract me from that. And that's when me and my psychologist back then, we came up with the solution, because I was like, I've seen people who are deeply bad in depression and anxiety. And I didn't want to go to that route. I was like, I already have complications. I don't need more still. And that's how we came up with sports. But first I found it like, I don't think I want to do sport. But when I started taking sport as part of therapy, it became like more therapeutic in my mind and a norm for my body to get used to it all the time. So instead of it being therapy after 4 years, it became like a passion and like a career that I've wanted to pursue in life.
And what year was that? Did you get into it?
That was 2016, grade 8. Yeah, when I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety.
So you had depression and anxiety as well, you know, and like you said, an angry child.
Yeah.
So it has, I mean, I can't even imagine you being looking angry. So I know we've got your coach here, Coach Daniel Damon. Thank you for joining us for this segment. I know you've been working with Nonny here on training, and I mean you've been at training her for a long time, but tell us a little bit about her first before you tell us, you know.
We want the secret stuff.
Yeah, we want the secret stuff because she didn't tell us anything earlier on. So yeah, we need the secret stuff.
Yeah, no, she's very dedicated because she's a very goal-driven person. So we've set ourselves some goals when we started this coaching and coach and athlete relationship. So we're working towards our goals, and so we have achieved already so much since she started with me.
And how long is that?
That was the end of last year.
Okay.
Before she came, like we discussed before she came to the college, that she's going to come to me and I'm going to be a coach, and we started out in December last year already, and since then I think we've improved quite a lot in the distances, and yeah, we've planned a way for her to be an international athlete, and that is where we are at the moment on that journey to become an international athlete.
So let's go now to this game and competition that is happening in Portugal called the IWAS, which is going to be in November 23rd to 29th specifically, and I assume you're going to be going with her if we get funded.
I need to be.
Tell us about that, and what are your expectations, and what training have you been giving her? Because I mean, I know it sounds like it's a long time to come, but it's not really.
No, it's not really. The IWAS games is almost like an introduction games.
Okay.
So many of our international para athletes, the top athletes and the Paralympians have started their journey at IWAS games. So it gives the opportunity. It is very specific to athletes in wheelchairs and amputees, and there's another component that is very important to these games, because at the games you can be internationally classified. So that is also important. It gives us the opportunity for international classification. And then also the opportunity for the first time, like she said to you, 2019 she was supposed to go to World Champs, World Junior Champs, but she couldn't because of the operation.
Funding and operation.
And now the opportunity is there. We have trained hard for this. She has been very busy over the winter period in the cold.
And it's still cold here, guys. I'm freezing. I'm just pretending.
Yeah, and of course, when I sent her a message, it's raining. Then she says, "Coach, we can train underneath the stadium. There's a place where we can train, so we don't stop. We don't even stop.
You keep going.
We keep going because we have this goal in our. This is our first international step. So, and we want to go to the games and perform, and from there onwards. Have a journey onto the World Championships in 2023 and 2024, and also the Paralympics in 2024 and 2028. That's
what you're working towards.
Working towards.
So tell us, I know you started the body fundraising page. I know it hasn't done so well.
Yeah.
So how much are we looking for to raise in total, and what's it for?
So in total it's 68,000 rand.
Okay.
Reasons being it's for flights, accommodation, that includes full boat transportation while we're in Portugal. you know, so we won't have problems when it comes to these things.
Right. Okay. So obviously, what does this mean to you personally?
For me
This
personally,
game?
as an athlete, it means the world to me. I didn't train for 5 to 6 years for nothing. I've trained with a specific goal, like Coach said, and I am willing to achieve it regardless. Like Coach told you can train, I still want to train because we have a specific goal that we want to achieve. And for me, it will be a life-changing. I will be able to be even more an example to other people or other kids living with physical disabilities, to tell them that it's not over because you're disabled. But also may need to be an encouragement for those who are dealing with stuff like depression, anxiety, to tell them there is another cure other than medication, you know, to get you out of that state.
Wow. So, Coach, what should we look forward to with this young lady? Where do we want to see her? Because I know she has a bright future. I know. I get drawn to people like that. I'm being honest. So, what should we look forward to?
So obviously, this is I was Games is our first step into international para-athletics. Then the goal will be to go to the Paralympics in 2024.
Where is that? Do we know where that is?
That is in Paris.
Oh, that's in Paris. Up front. Okay, awesome.
The World
Okay.
Championships next year is also in Paris.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So and then obviously building on that international experience. Okay, so you don't like when you go for your first time, it is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay, and most of the athletes is just like, this is, if I'm there, I've reached the pinnacle of my career, but it's not. Okay, so that's your first step.
Yes.
2028
Yes.
we want to medal, because that is the pinnacle of your career when you have a medal at Paralympics. So that is the ultimate goal that we are working towards.
Wow, and that's a good one to set, and I'm sure you do well. So the sport we're talking about is
Athletics.
shot put, and but you do other form of what other things? Sports you
Wheelchair
do?
basketball.
Okay, wheelchair basketball, but this is the one we're going for in
This is
Portugal.
the one for Portugal.
So I know you were telling us earlier this weighs roughly 3 kg,
kgs,
and I think our director, Mr. John, will say stone, big stone. So for those who don't know, this is not just a stone. This is something that, you know, shot put. It's called. So I don't know. Do you yourself? Are you a professional in this, or?
I'm a professional coach.
In all areas. Okay, all right. I know. I'm just asking. So, what distance can she do, or do you want?
Our personal best is 6 meters 8 centimeters. So 6 or 8 is a personal best.
Okay.
Our best in training is 6 meters 25.
Okay.
So.
And what are we aiming towards?
750.
We're aiming towards 750. Let's just put it out there.
Okay. Let's put it out there. We're aiming towards 750, and we're going to probably see you do just a fun one, you know, for us to see. For those who don't even understand what shot put is, because you'll be amazed at how a lot of people are not aware of that particular sport. They say football, they say running, they say swimming, but I don't think, you know, shot put is, well, to me anyway, it's not getting enough coverage, you know, as well that it should. So, thank you very much, Coach, and we'll be right back. Yo, Nonny, you are just an all-rounder. Basketball, shot put, what else did you say there?
Discus,
javelin. Which one is your favorite, actually?
Shot put. Strangely, for 4 years it's been discus, but I feel like with shot put it pushes me more over my limits. Because with discus, I'm a bit chilled because I know I can actually get there. But with shot put, it like forces me to actually see how much I can do more than what I usually know what I can do.
And I'm sure it's not just about your physical energy. Some of it as well
mentally,
is mental, rather than, okay, you look like this or you understand. So before we go on to my next question, I was just going to ask as well. So what achievements, what has been some of your success stories? Because I know you were a model, Miss this, Miss that. Come on, brag it. Yeah, let's hear them. So let's hear some of what you've been proud of, just share.
So 2018, I was part of the finalist of Sportswoman of the Year category. It was for the Cape Town Discreet Sports Awards. Then in 2019, I was a finalist and Sportswoman of the Year. So
wow.
School Sportswoman of the Year. I was still in school that time. And since then, it just went on. 2021, just a month after my pageant. I think it was 2 weeks after, actually. Then I won Sportswoman of the Year 2021 after winning Miss Personality and First Princess of Miss Wheelchair South Africa 2021.
Beautiful.
So it's safe to say I'm sitting with couple of titles.
Well done.
Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself. So obviously, how old are you again?
21.
You're such a baby. I even thought you were older than that.
I recently turned 21.
Oh my word. Recently, how far back? Which
April.
month? April. Okay. You're still in your 21st birthday. So I can say, a lot of people normally think, okay, life is about when you've lived 80, 70 or whatever, but you could live life even at 18 and have been through so much like you have been through. So what life lessons, if you have a younger Nonny in Delft who comes to me and say, Sister Nonny, 7-year-old, what are the life lessons, that you have experienced that you will share with us, with that young Nonny?
Okay, so the life experience that I've experienced was I shouldn't have let everything that I went through come to me, because who knows, okay. God knows I could have been even more further than what I was. But instead, I was so consumed by anger, blaming it on everybody, but not looking for a solution as myself. Someone wise said that if you don't believe in your dream first or invest in it, who do you expect it to believe and invest in it? So since then, it has always been my motto that I just want to first believe that I can do this so that I can be able to consume other people naturally to believe in the same goal and same vision as me. So to me, it's just like, don't allow your circumstance or anybody tell you what you can do and what you can't do. Because the worst mistake is listening to other people and not yourself.
Deep. That's deep. Thank you. Well done. It's deep and it's coming from a young person like you, so I feel inspired already. I know we focus on social issues and so on because we work in that, kind of space. So we're always asking what social issue, and I know there are probably a lot that you're passionate about or that you would like to see. So what social issue for you maybe stands out that you want to share with us, and what are the solutions to that issue, either in Africa, South Africa or other parts of the world?
For me personally, the social issues, I would focus more in Africa-wise, and it has to do with specifically the para-athlete environment. Right. There's so many para-athletes that personally I know me and coaches that have met along the way that have so much potential, but the issue is always funding, getting them here, here's resources, but what about the funding to get them to stay here, get them to study this side, etc. Because of social issues, not a lot of people with disabilities have the mindset that they can actually get somewhere, because social issues already put them down. So it's like, why am I even trying further? And
so more disadvantaged, even, you know.
That's the whole point. So my solution to it, I would love for stable funding. Stable funding. It can be NGOs, MPOs, it doesn't matter, but specifically building or buying land that's specifically just meant to build sporting domes. To be able, because some of people who are disabled, they don't all come from the same area. They come from Africa, you know, different world, and they want to experience the resources that we have this side and stuff. So it's like, in order to get them, there is the issue. But if we can build like maybe like big domes, almost like a hostel, just only for people who want to do sports and obviously want to study and things like that, because you need to have something other than sport underneath your name. So for the upcoming young generation, after me, before me, doesn't matter. For me, my wishes is to fulfill that part in the sporting industry. Just to get, you know, the more the sport grows, the better it will be well known, and funding won't be that much of an issue, you know, and more talents can be exposed, because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunities. So that's just where I want to focus on right now.
Oh, well done. And I think that's an interesting, you know, an important, you know, area as well that, we most of the time overlook generally as a society, you know, in terms of what is happening to people, you know, who are para-athletes. What are they doing? What support are they getting? And there's so much, you know, that can be done. And I know you said there may be NPO NGOs, and I know a lot of them are probably not. They're struggling with funding, but with partnership working with the government and, you know, NGOs and businesses, corporate as well, you know, we can go really, really far, because sport is, you know, so a platform that unites people, that addresses issue. And what I've found out, you know, I don't know, is the fact that yes, people like yourself at this stage, you're still struggling and nobody knows you, or getting funding and so on. Okay, maybe some people do. But when you now carry the flag and you're first, you know, somewhere at the Olympic, and everybody's like, she's from South Africa, she's from Delft.
Tell me about it. We all used to that part.
Which is only human, you know, at the end of the day. But I believe at the same time, there's more that can be done so that some don't fall along the line, because I'm sure some will fall.
Some are falling. There's many
because
of them.
and like the coach said earlier on, you couldn't go for one of the competition, the games, because yes, you had the operation and funding as well. So how do we address this? Okay, I think I'm asking more questions than answers now, but there might be somebody or people out there, you know, that we can look into how to encourage, you know, and to support people like Nonny, who really want to do and are passionate, very dedicated. You heard from Coach Daniel there about this young lady. She's only 21, but she has a lot, you know, ahead of her, and a lot of goals they've set for themselves, which they're hoping to achieve. So this introductory Iowa's game in Portugal in November is a big one. We're going to share our details, you know, at the end, and we'll refer, you know, you to where you can support, how you can support. You don't need to go through the fundraising platform. I'm sure there are ways you could send money to her directly, you know, and so on. And I'm sure when she comes back, she'll be able to come and thank you and to give a feedback on how she's done, because yes, 68,000 is not a lot. It is a lot at the same time, especially in this economic situation we all have with COVID. However, if we could get, even if is 50 people or 500 people, even better, to pledge 500 Rand. I'm trying to work out what that is in dollars. So it is chicken change in dollars in a way. So for all those people out there who earn dollars and pounds, please, every little helps. So yeah, even if it's the 20 Rand, 1,500, $10, $20, £10, £50, every little will help this young lady who has so much potential, and who you've heard her story, you know, in terms of her journey. And I know, yes, there are other people that have been through worse or not even that, but we're focusing on Nonny Yonke today. So how can you help this young lady to fulfill a dream and to be able to be proud, like she said, to be, you know, an inspiration to other young people, not necessarily with any disability. She's gone through depression, she's gone through anger, she's gone through family, you know, issues as well, which, you know, in this day and age, she's doing so well for herself by, you know, using an energy into this. But anyway, I'm going on too much now. In closing, Nonny, can you say any word of encouragement to anyone out there? I don't know who you might want to speak to. So, but if you could say, you know, a word of encouragement to somebody, you know, out there, even if it's one person, please.
To anybody out there, I just like to tell you guys something I've been carrying long all my life. And as I'm growing older and mature, I'm starting to even understand the depth meaning of these two sentences. Your attitude determines your altitude. And in the sense of, if you have a negative attitude towards life, your altitude will also be negative, which is the outcome of it. So always stay positive, always stay focused, goal-orientated, and never give up. That's all I have to say.
Another deep one. Never give up. Your attitude determines your altitude. Well, Nonny, we really will be following your story. We'll want to, whatever happens there, I'm sure by faith,
Yes.
I believe you will travel and you'll raise that funds and even more. So we celebrate you for lives that you've impacted in different ways, and other people, you know, you might think you haven't done much, but you are, and there's a bright future, you know, ahead for you. So like you said, never give up. And I know you won't. Ooh, how can you give up? No, no, at this stage, you have so much going for you, and can't wait to come back to celebrate you more, and, you know, how you inspire others. And I'm hoping, you know, through this as well, it will inspire more people, you know, because we do get feedback, you know, about that. But thank you. We celebrate you.
Thank you, Mama K.
All right. Well, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you've been inspired, like I am always inspired on this program. And we pray, you know, that Nonny's dream of going out there to this international game in Portugal will be fulfilled. I have faith that it will happen, and you can help make it happen. So sow a seed into this young girl's life, and you will be pleased you did, because you will be blessed more. I know that, because it happens to me all the time. So sow a seed, you know, in her. We will share details for you to be able to reach out to her directly. And yeah, and just to keep up with her. And do you have Instagram, social
Yes.
media, Facebook? Well, we'll share all that as well. We'll share all that at the end. So till next time, this is Mama K signing out, saying all the way from Stellenbosch.